anyway. It's kind of loud, so the video may not work as well, but I want to give you all a reference of what it is that I'm doing when I adjust these. So I like to start with the most aggressive, call this the monster acrylic stone burr here, the strongest one, to come back and do my initial trimming. Notice I'm wearing glasses and a mask, okay, and I'm going to turn the suction on. Okay, so I'm going to start with the maxilla. It's going to be a little bit hard for you all to see in the screen right now, but hopefully on the video you'll be able to see this line that indicates where my wax stops. So there's kind of a little step right here. You don't see it as much on this other side, just a little bit. So I don't have to be super aggressive, but I want to cut through this quickly. I don't want to spend a ton of time. So I'm going to use this burr, and I'm going to come at this kind of at a 45, maybe 30-degree angle toward that line. Okay, I'm going to work down here toward my suction. Oh, sorry about that. All right. I feel like that's gonna fall again. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna come at that 45-degree angle, and I'm gonna, actually you all can't see with the suction, so I'm just gonna show you up here for just a second, and then I'll do it under the suction. But I'm gonna trim this back kind of toward and down. Okay, so I'm going toward the intaglio surface at that 45, so I'm beveling it a little bit as I come down. I'm going to come back to the suction so we can not make a huge mess. Okay. I'm going to trim it to that line. I'm getting it really close to where I want to go with this. I'm already pretty good on my length, but I'm going to just take a little of the excess, the little spurs, sharp areas off with this big burr, and then I'll come back with a finishing burr in just a minute. You can definitely see my line here, so I'm coming toward it and down. Once I'm super close and pretty happy with where I've ended up, I'm going to switch to the finishing burr. Remember I talked about how hard it is to trim triad, so the more excess you have, the more difficult it's going to be. And these burrs can get hot, so be careful. I'm going to switch to my finishing burr, and I'm going to come in and I'm just going to go around this edge and smooth everything up. So 45 degrees, rounding over the corner. I'm going to go a little bit on the inside. Okay, it's okay to do a little bit. We're not being aggressive, not creating a ton more space, but I'm just blending those borders, rounding it over. My patient's going to be much happier if this is a comfortable process. Okay? So I'm going from outside to inside, back to outside, rounding that over. I'm really only adjusting the top millimeter, maybe even half a millimeter of this tray. It's not significant. Okay? I'm not going to polish this to a shiny surface. I want my compound to stick to it. So for that reason, I'm just going to leave it. And I'm going to bevel this a little bit back here. And then I'm going to feel it with my finger. And I'm going to come around and feel and make sure it feels smooth, that there's no excess or any rough areas. Now I can clean this one up. Okay, so I'm going to do the mandible. Switch back to my more aggressive burr. I'm going to identify my buccal shelf areas. This one's got some excess, so I'm going to start by getting rid of that. I don't want it to be any longer than it needs to be. No overextended dentures. Somebody else can fight that battle. I want to be careful not to thin these areas out too much so that my tray breaks. Okay, so I'm going to shorten it but not thin it. And I got really close to my lines here, so I don't have a whole lot of cleanup to do. Not always the case. I do want to round this right here. I don't want this to be a super sharp line. One, because it's not comfortable. Two, I want it to blend well with my compound in the end.
You're not seeing anything.
No? Are they hearing anything?
No, they're hearing you. Maybe you cannot see them.
Oh, you want to adjust that camera?